From December 21st to the 25th, for 25 days of Christmas filled with games, I counted down my picks for the top 10 best games that I reviewed for Gameplay and Review for 2020. However, there is still another countdown to do, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to wear my mask for these because by the time I get done, I'll probably have coronavirus. Because these games, the way 2020 has been, I need to wear my mask. And some of them are going into my Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shame. Or should I say, and I'm going to call it now, the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit. And these games definitely deserve to be in this list. Because starting today and all the way up until, of course, the last day of 2020, I'm counting down my picks for the top 10 worst games that I reviewed for Gameplay and Review for 2020. And there are 7 inductees. Thankfully, one of them I don't have to play. Instead, what I'm going to do, since I played 2 games for my number 1 pick for the best, I'm going to play the top 2 worst games on the very last day of 2020 for you guys. So you will see my number 2 pick and my number 1 pick all in the same video, along with the worst moments from the Video Game Chronicles that happened in 2020. Well, now it's time to get to the intro now, shall we? And, of course, I talked about this particular thing last year. There's always something promising with a game. It's either good and an awesome game, and then there are just some games that just is a pile of shit.
Before and after.
A dump.
Alright folks, I'm not actually going to wear my mask throughout the countdown. But I will tell you that there's going to be quite a bit that I'm going to show, and there's going to be one game in which there's going to be 2 versions of this, and there's going to be one where it's going to be age restricted, and the other is going to be non-age restricted, and there's a reason why for that, and you will find out when I talk about this one game, because this one game has content that is not meant for kids. So the reason why I have a part of this that's going to be available for only people that are over the age of 18 is because of that one particular game. And there's going to be, like I said, one video that's non-age restricted and one that's age restricted. So that way I won't have to show gameplay footage of one particular game. The non-age restricted one won't have any gameplay footage. Now before I get started with my countdown, I do want to let you all know that whatever I reviewed this year. It's not from 2020, these games that were released, because the games that were released are usually retro games that I usually play. So as a result, they didn't actually come out in 2020. These are just games that I reviewed in 2020. And before I get started with the countdown, I'm going to do my dishonorable mentions, because there are quite a bit of them. So let's get right to it. My first dishonorable mention goes to an emulator that I tried this year. And there is going to be another video next year that I filmed this year, so that way you'll be able to see it. And I tried this particular emulator with that particular video, and that's one of the reasons why it's on this list. But the other reason why is because I tried this one particular emulator this year, and it wasn't as effective as other emulators that I tried. Because I played Holy Diver on certain emulators, and this one particular emulator did not work as well. And I'm talking about the JNES. This had problems from the start. I couldn't get a non-patched version of Holy Diver to play on it, and when I played a patched version of both the translated and non-translated version of Holy Diver on it, it did play, but it had the same problems as the FCEUX. And it had other problems as well, which I will be talking about in a future video, which will most likely be uploaded in 2021. I couldn't upload it this year because I was so busy with my own life, and there were other things that I was doing at the time. But I at least filmed some stuff about this one particular test that I did, and you'll find out what that is in 2021. But that reason and the reason with Holy Diver are the huge reasons why I had to put JNES on this list as a dishonorable mention. I couldn't put it as it's not a gameplay review. It was a regular Video Game Chronicles video that I did both times, and JNES failed miserably. Here are scenes from my trying of the JNES with the Holy Diver ROM. Now I'm going to try JNES. Alright, I'm going to try the JNES emulator. And of course I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with the non-patched Japanese version, and I'm pressing the button. You hear me press the button. Look what it says right there on the bottom. Error. 78 is not supported. Can you see that? Look at that. So that means I can't play the non-patched Japanese version. And that means I'm down to only 2 options. Which means I can only play one of these or both. Alright. And as you can see, it has the same glitches that you'd find if you played on the FCEUX. Alright, now I'm going to try the patch translated version. Alright, last one. And it looks like this is much worse than the NES Classic Edition. So far, this is the worst emulator in terms of performance. The JNES is so far the worst in terms of performance. It did not support any of the versions of Holy Diver, neither the translated or the Japanese version, and the only ones that were supported were the ones that were patched. Except the problem is it was still glitched, like if you were playing the FCEUX emulator. 10, of course, I feel is the worst emulator that you can try, and that's the JNES. And that is because I tried Holy Diver, and unfortunately only 2 of the ROMs worked, and not for the best. I do not recommend JNES. If you want a better emulator, I steer away from JNES. The next dishonorable mention goes to GameFAQs, because I tried a game that was on the NES, and GameFAQs considered this one particular game the worst NES game ever in terms of rating. It's listed as the #1 worst game, and when I actually played it, it wasn't as bad as I thought. And it was their particular rating of Hidden Chinese Chess. And when I played Hidden Chinese Chess and reviewed it, I had it getting a red card before I actually played it. But then, when I started playing it, it actually had promise. It was more like a board game, and it felt like that it could be fun with 2 players. So as a result, my particular video that I did where I criticized Hidden Chinese Chess before I even played it was the wrong way to go. And I blame GameFAQs for that one. So I'm giving a dishonorable mention to GameFAQs for putting Hidden Chinese Chess, which of course was an unlicensed game, as the worst NES game rated. So as a result, I had to put it on my dishonorable mentions. Here are clips from my review of Hidden Chinese Chess and how I felt after I reviewed it. I have saved possibly the worst for last. This is ranked by GameFAQs as the worst NES game ever. It is called Hidden Chinese Chess. This is listed as the worst NES game on GameFAQs. Now, I have no idea if this game's going to be any good. So I'm going to take my losses right now. I'm going to give Hidden Chinese Chess a red card immediately. Because with the listing on GameFAQs, I have no hope that this is going to be any good. Oh, I like that. When you hit the pause on this thing. Oh, I like that. That is cool, actually. Tea time. Maybe I should have tea one of these times. So far, I don't see anything that would make me think that this is a bad game. I think if I could figure this out, I'd probably give it a higher grade. Honestly, this is just like a board game. See, this is just a regular board game. I don't get why people say that this was so far. I don't get why it's one of the worst games listed on the NES. I really don't. Yeah, this is just like a regular board game. This is... I don't know why people rank this as the worst. This game is at least playable, honestly. See, it even has 2 players. You can play with a friend if you ever figure this game out. I don't know what people were thinking. I wouldn't give this a green card no matter what, but I'd at least give it a yellow. Honestly, I find this to be playable. It's just a board game. I thought I was going to be playing a bad game. Unfortunately, I'm giving this a yellow card. Hidden Chinese Chess, the worst NES game on GameFAQs? No. Fuck that. The final dishonorable mention goes to the last game that I played for Gameplay and Review for 2020. And that's the Santa Claus game that was released for the Famicom Disk System in 1987. And I will have the title right here, so that way you know what title it is. And I gave this particular game a red card, but the thing about it is, it was only a Christmas game, so I couldn't really put it on my list for the top 10 worst, because it's made for Christmas, and the party games that were on it are for people that you want to bring to have fun. And that's all that the party game option was for. And of course it had a Christmas card that you could write down and whatever not. And you, of course, you can play with friends with the party game setting. But the thing about it is, I gave it a red card because it's not really much fun. But because it's a Christmas themed game, I decided not to put it on my list. Here are clips from my last game plan review that I did for 2020. Of course, I have the title right over here. It's called Santa Claus No Taka. I'll have the title down below. Right in here. You'll be able to see it. All right, let's play it. Set to side B. I never expected that. See, this sounds nice. This sounds like a good song. Well, let's do the party games first. I'll do the card after. Set to side A. Bingo game, roulette game, slot machine, poker die. Oh man. Go to bingo first. Oh God. See, I get it. I'm starting to get what the party games is. I'm starting to get this. I'm starting to get what these are. Means if you want to have fun with your friends, this is not a bad option if you want to have fun with your friends. Okay, that at least. I just put it down. I have to give this game, Santa Claus No, whatever not, I'm giving it a red card. So that was my dishonorable mentions, and now it's time to finally get to my countdown. Please note that the ones that I picked from 10 to 8 are lucky to not be inducted into the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit, but they might be in the near future. I haven't decided. My top 7 will definitely be inducted in the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit. One of them will not be played though. So it is time to get to my number 10 pick. Number 10 is an unlicensed game by Color Dreams. And it's not the worst Color Dreams game that I ever played, but I will say this, it's definitely not one of their best either. And that is The Adventures of Captain Comic. And I heard that it was a port of a computer game. And the problems that I had with The Adventures of Captain Comic was it didn't have any continues. And I hated that the gun had limited ammo, and if you fired for a certain amount of time, it would stop you from firing, and you'd have to wait until the gun would recharge. And also, you had to collect the gun, otherwise you were basically screwed. So as a result of those particular flaws, besides the fact that the graphics weren't stellar as it is, even though they were kind of okay, but they weren't stellar. But some of those things that I pointed out, no continues, and the fact that your gun was kind of limited, are the huge reasons why I had to put The Adventures of Captain Comic on this list. And I gave it a red card back in June of 2020. Here are scenes from my review of Captain Comic. This is The Adventures of Captain Comic. and I have no idea what this is going to look like. I've not seen screenshots for the game. I don't know how the game's going to be. You can't shoot or anything? So you start off with nothing. Oh, now I can attack. Okay. I do hate that you start off with nothing. And you have to get a weapon in order to use it. Wait a minute. I hate when... That's another problem. Enemies attack you when they zoom right in on you. Those bluebirds especially. Now this part looks... Oh yeah, I like this. I like this weapon, yes. The question is, how am I supposed to jump? I don't even know what to do. Obviously I have to go all the way back. Yeah, I have to get that one thing again, which sucks. I just wish enemies weren't homing in on me. Yeah, see, now they're homing in on me, and that sucks. See, I don't like them homing in on me. Dang it. Come on, there we go. What the heck? So now I'm trapped. I platform and I get nowhere. Son of a bitch. Back here again? Oh, come on. I didn't want to go back here. I wanted to start all over again. I've already made my decision, guys. I'm giving it a red card. Number 9 is, of course, unfortunately, a game show based video game. And I played this year the worst game show based video game on the NES. And I know why Aubrey Scott has never played it after playing it twice. And I'm talking about, and unfortunately, the person that originally hosted this particular game show passed away last month. And it's a real shame. Thankfully, though, there are better games in which he hosted, like the Jeopardy games. And thank God that the Jeopardy games are much better. But this particular game show game isn't better, and it's the worst game tech game that I played on the NES. And I'm talking about Classic Concentration. I did not like this game at all. I had problems with it. And also the computer would know every single prize that there was on the board sometimes. And sometimes the computer player would get the puzzle when the puzzle wasn't really easy to figure out. So some of those reasons were why I put Classic Concentration on my worst. And it's my number 9 worst. And I'll probably never play Classic Concentration again. Thank God that I won't have to play Classic Concentration for this particular countdown. Here are clips from my review of Classic Concentration. This is one of the very few game show based video games on the NES that I haven't played. It is Classic Concentration. Oh, you jerk! That was a lucky guess. Man, oh man. Yeah, I know where the Asian trip is. It's not there, stupid. 23, I think, is the Asian trip. Bullseye. I can't believe she was so stupid. I knew where it was. Ah, yeah. Okay. All they had to do was just give it to me. That is just weird. I hate the music. I think the music sucks. The music sucks, and the other thing, you have to say no to the puzzle when there's one more thing left and you get the prize. No. Lucky break. The only thing I do... See? Look at that! That's another thing I don't like. Is the computer always seems like that computer player knows certain parts of the of this that they automatically get it. That's not fair. Oh, come on! Don't tell me you know this, you jerk! Ugh. It seems like the computer player always knows where certain parts of these prizes are. Oh, come on! Oh, but she still gets the turn. Oh, come on! That's cheap! This game sucks. Oh, dinner for two. Lucky guess. Let's go to the final round. Yeehaw! My butt. Yeah, that's how I feel about him. But I used to have the game for the DOS. And that is 10 times better than the NES version. Number 8 is a game that I actually had this particular game, number 8, last year, but it was for the Super Nintendo version. This time it's for the Sega Genesis version. And I'm talking about Cliffhanger. This did not improve at all. It was about the same as the Super Nintendo version, but you did get at least an additional continue when you played with 7 lives. Unfortunately, you only got one continue. You didn't get additional continues. It had the same problem in which the more lives that you pick, the less continues you get. And the more lives that you have less of, the more continues you have. That's how the game is, and I did not like that for one bit. So easily, Cliffhanger deserves a spot in my top 10. And of course, it's number 8 again, but it'd probably be the last time I put it as number 8. I probably won't play the Sega CD. There's a Sega CD version, by the way. If I ever do get around to playing the Sega CD version, it might get number 8. I don't know. But the thing about it is, I doubt that I'll play the Sega CD version, because the thing is, if it's going to be the same as the Sega Genesis version and the Super Nintendo version, why play it? Here are scenes from my review of Cliffhanger for the Sega Genesis. Now I'm going to play the Sega Genesis version to see if that is better. And the game I'm talking about is Cliffhanger. Now, of course, I gave a red card to Cliffhanger for the Super Nintendo. Oh, I have to... Oh, not this. I remember this. Oh. Look at that. Oh, that's ridiculous. You can't kill them? Oh, they can shoot you, but you can't kill them. You son of a bitch. I remember this part, and I hate it. Oh, not this. Son of a bitch. This is the part I always hated. I remember this. I remember this. Fucking A. Oh, it does have a continue. Holy cow. Come on. No, no, no. No, no, no! Jerk! Oh, so I only get one continue. Oh, that's bull. Here comes the hard part. This sucker. The avalanche. This is what kills the game for me. Son of a bitch! Oh, so if you don't move, you die. Fucking A. No! You son of a bitch! I hate this part. This part of the game sucks. You have to jump and you gotta avoid an avalanche. That's what kills the game for me. Both games I don't recommend. I really don't. No matter which one you play, I don't recommend any of them. Any of them. Alright. It is now time for my number 7 pick and the first inductee into the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit. And this is the game, as a result, I had to do 2 versions of this video. One is non-age restricted and the other is age restricted. And that is because of the content on this particular game. And the content is not for children. And the game is supposed to be a kid's game, but unfortunately, because of some of the things that I found out about this particular game, as a result, I had to do 2 versions of this particular video. And this particular game is an unlicensed game by Sachin, and it's rated the 2nd worst game on GameFAQs for the NES. Remember when I said that Hidden Chinese Chess was rated the worst game on GameFAQs for the NES? Well, this particular game is the 2nd worst rated game on the NES by GameFAQs. And the game I'm talking about is Auto Upturn. Auto Upturn, more like Auto Downturn into the shitter. And that's what I said at the end of my review of Auto Upturn. However, I got a new phrasing, because I usually would say when Where Your Manners would come up during Aubrey Scott's chats, I would say down your toilet and into your sewer. So I'm going to rephrase what I said about Auto Upturn. Auto Upturn, more like Auto Downturn into my shitter and into my sewer. Or should I say Auto Upturn, more like Auto Downturn into the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit shitter and into its sewer. Because I am inducting this particular game, and it's the first inductee in the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit. So why did I put this on the list? Well, it's because I thought it was going to be the worst game that I ever played on the NES. But I did kind of thought after getting used to the game that it really wasn't that particularly bad. But it's still bad enough that I had to put it on this list. And there were a couple other things that made me put it on this list. Now, I will say that there were positive aspects with this game. It wasn't that bad, but it's still a bad game. And I thought the challenge was fine. I thought the challenge was fine with the game. And once you get used to the gameplay, it's really not as bad as you think. But it is still one of the worst games on this particular list. So, I had to put Auto Upturn into the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit, and it's being inducted in the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit. The first inductee. For people that are watching the non-age restricted version, it is time to destroy Auto Upturn. Here we go. It is time to put this in its place. Game over, yeah! Alright, now it's time to get to the game that I am going to play for one last time before I destroy it. And it is my number 6 pick. And I'm doing this because I'm including number 2 and 1 for the last day of 2020 for you guys. So as a result, I'm not going to play number 5 today. I'm going to play number 5 tomorrow, along with number 4 the next day, and then of course so on and so forth. And I'm going to play 2 and 1 since I played 2 games for my best of 2020 as a number 1 pick. But the thing about it is, number 2 and 1 are not tied for the first slot. I just wanted to let you all know that. So now it's time to get to my number 6 pick. Number 6 is another game by Sachin, which of course made unlicensed games for the NES. And this particular game I actually played while I was live streaming one day on one of my regular channels. And this particular game wasn't fun. It was really frustrating. And I felt that Auto Upturn at least had some certain qualities that this particular game didn't. And I'm talking about Hellfighter. This had certain things that made me laugh, but the thing about it is, it didn't save the game. It was frustrating to play, it was hard, and there were just certain things about it that made me put it on this list. Certain aspects of it and the number of games that I had in my top 5 saved Hellfighter from being in my top 5. But the frustrating thing about it is the game wasn't fun. And I'm going to be destroying this game since it is the second inductee into the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit. Here are clips from my review of Hellfighter. It is another NES game, and of course it's called Hellfighter. Now, I do not know how this game is going to be. I know that James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd, has this particular game. And look at that, look what I'm doing. The score is even moving. You get points for just look. Bug? I don't know. See, look what I'm doing. I'm shooting and I'm getting points. I'm getting points. Oh. Hello, who's ever in the channel playing Hellfighter. Oh man, this is driving me up. Fuck! Fucking hell! I'm really hating this game. I'm down to 3 laps. Fuck again! That was my last life. Now what? Oh, this game is so glitched. They spelled continue wrong! Oh, fuck you. How am I supposed to get past that? I agree with the reviews. Fuck you, you fucking cock. I agree with the reviews. I'm sorry. So far, this is one of the worst Sachin games I've played. I played 2 Sachin. You can't duck! What the fuck? You can't duck! Fuck you. Fuck this game. I'm giving Hellfighter a red card. Alright, now it's time to play Hellfighter one last time, and I hope I don't have to get on my mask for this. I hope you all enjoy. I'm playing it one last time. So frustrating. Alright, time to play Hellfighter one last time. Option credit. 6. 19, please. I want to be on, I think I was on stage 3 the last, so there's only 4 stages, that's it. Oh, let's start it. Oh, I wasn't on here. Nope. We're going to hit the reset. We're going to do it all over again. Okay, so it was probably level 2. Stage 2, we'll do 6. I will say that, okay, I was here. I think I remember that one hit kills you. I could be wrong. I was on here. I wasn't on. At least it gives you a level select. So I'm glad I didn't put it higher on my list. Oh, and there were certain glitches as well. That was another reason why I didn't put it on my higher on my list. See, look, if you just shoot and you just move to the right, you'll get points. This is ridiculous. You shouldn't get points just by shooting to the right. Went right to the floor. I think, yep. Whoa. Okay, see, you can kick the dirt. At least you don't have a time one. I will say that. So that's another reason why I didn't put it higher. I had it higher originally, but that's until other games fouled. Oh crap, you can? Oh great. Stubborn me. That's what I should have done. See, you get points by just shooting to the right. And moving. Look, shoot to the right. Just move. Just move. You should never see? If you make a mistake like that, it takes you right to the ground. It's pretty weird, isn't it? Shoot down too much, you'll die. So I'm glad I put it on here. I shouldn't have gone through that. That was ridiculous. No, that wasn't gonna work. This game is just silly. I'm glad I put it on my worst. Oh, this part. I didn't expect that. At least I got the start right there. I knew that guy was coming. Oh, dang nabbit. That's another reason why I put it on this list. This game is so awful. Son of a bitch. There we go. Now I gotta avoid those suckers. Let's go. Oh, I got there in time. I didn't know I could bang my head. This is just silly. So if you slip... I knew that was gonna happen. You know why? Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna play it. I don't think I'm gonna play long. This game just sucks. That was actually funny. I didn't expect that. Shit. Still sucks though. Watch. Go right through. Kill me now! I want all my lives gone, please. Quickly. Oh, good. Oh, dang it! Oh, I got... Fuck you. There we go. Oh, and that's another. Oh, shit. Got past it though. What the heck? It's passing right through me. Maybe not this time. There's no score. This is weird. Oh, you fucker. Fuck you. How you beat this guy? Fuck you. Continue back to the start point. Alright, I think I'm done here. Alright, that's it. I'm done with Hellfighter, I really am. Holy cow. At least with the boss you get to start at that point, but the thing about it is it's not really worth it. Alright. Hell and back. That's Hellfighter. Fuck this game. So now that I played Hellfighter, and thank God that I won't have to play it again for the next year even, I am bringing Hellfighter back to hell where it belongs.
Game over, yeah!
Alright. Man, oh man. Now that I'm done with Hellfighter, it's now time to wrap it up for today. But I will have my number 5 pick tomorrow for you guys. And you're going to know what I'm going to pick for that particular game. At least it won't be an unlicensed game this time. And you will have to find out what that particular game is that I'm putting as my number 5th pick. And my next inductee in the Video Game Chronicles Hall of Shit tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Peace out. Stay safe and stay awesome. Happy gaming.